Hi, this is Dave, Fellow Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. This week we've got another task where you've got to compare map and photograph, see if you can work out exactly where the photograph was taken, and can you identify a couple of features that I've circled on the photograph. In this case, the red circle and the red oval. For this week's task, we're using the Harvey Superwalker 1 to 25,000 map of the Peak District, and I've got a licensing agreement to use that with Harvey Maps. So let's have a close look at the photograph. So you can see we're looking down from quite a high area. Looks like we're looking down steeply to start with over these rocks, and then the ground flattens out slightly as we go away, and then we can see we've got this very obvious drainage feature immediately ahead of us. And you notice on the map there's lots of reference to cloughs. So a clough is a steep-sided valley. So you can see here we've got lots of things that in the Peak District might be referred to as cloughs. So looking down, looks like we've got water draining from right to left as we look down here and into this clough or valley, and then draining left to right afterwards. And then you can see here we've got this high ground running along the edge there, and we can't see, but it looks like there's a drop off the other side of that down again. Similarly on this side we've got the high ground and there's a drop beyond it, so there's possibly another valley running left to right that's hidden from view there. But we can see we have these two prominent cloughs coming down almost into a V shape towards us, and we're looking directly up the ridge between them. You can just see here there are some trees just at the base of this clough here. Now if we were to go in a straight line from us towards the right hand side of those cloughs, then we've got the first, or one of the areas that I want you to identify, this oval. So you can see here we've got quite a large flat area of ground there before it drops away over the edge, and then we've got this ridge running right to left as we look, that then drops down into that clough. We've got an obvious junction here, and then the small red circle is at the higher reaches of this valley, where again we've got another junction with one stream carrying on and then another coming up towards us on our left. So that's what we're looking at. Let's have a look back at the map. So we were on high ground looking downhill across quite a gentle area of ground that then dropped away into some cloughs. We had some possibly a valley hidden from view, and then some cloughs going away up the other side. So the only place we can really be is on this steep ground here up Howden Edge, looking from east to west roughly. Really, we can't be here looking over in this direction because we haven't got a steep edge to look down. Here we've got a steeper edge that then comes down and flattens down. You see we've got cloughs here, a main valley running north-south, possibly that one that was out of view. Now if we look here, Upper Misden Clough and Lower Misden Clough, these come down into well, a bit of a V shape, and then we can see there's trees in the bottom, which fits in with what we'd identified. So possibly we're over here looking east to west between those two cloughs. So I think it will help if we get a rough idea of where the photo was taken, and then we can eliminate some things. So let's have a look. So if we project a line out from where we are, we can look straight up this ridge here, can't we, between these two cloughs, the Misden cloughs. So straight line straight up that ridge there. Well, there's the ridge, so we've got to be looking back along over here somewhere. So if we just put some lines on there, if I draw a line back, then we're somewhere along there. So we can't be on this bull stones area, because if we were there we wouldn't be able to look along and look directly up that clough. We'd be looking across these two, so that wouldn't work. Could we be at Marjorie Hill over on this steeper ground here? Well, again, we wouldn't be looking straight up the clough, we'd be looking a little bit more across, cutting across the top of this lower Misden clough. So I think we're more looking due east-west really on that one. Now we'll come back to that in a moment, but let's now see if we can work out some of the main features on here. So we've got this obvious steep-sided clough there that drains down to this junction of those two Misden cloughs. So there's the Misden cloughs, and we've got two cloughs draining down into it. We've got Bull Clough and Cranberry Clough. Now we've already identified that we can't be looking from up at Bullstone straight down Bull Clough, so it's more likely that we are looking across from somewhere over here, and we're looking across Cranberry Clough that's draining down to here. So does that work? Yeah, that looks like it. So what we need to imagine now is we want to identify this feature here. So imagine that you're in this Cranberry Clough and you're walking upstream. You're in a very steep-sided valley, and you're walking upstream, and you get to this point here where this other stream drains in from your left. So it would be a sharp left-hand turn there. So can we identify that? So you're in Cranberry Clough, you're walking up, sharp left-hand turn. Well, it can't be that one, because that one is leading back up towards Bullstones. We want one that turns left and goes much more towards us. So going up the steep-sided clough, could it be this one? Well, this is only probably 100 metres up a steep slope, so it's just a drain in off the hills, directly off the hillside there. It's not that one. What about when we get to here and we've got a very sharp left-hand turn here that comes up into these streams that drain up, or drain the ground towards where we are. So that makes sense. So this junction here is that first junction that we can see dropping down to Cranberry Clough. So that was that. So the little red circle we want is the next junction upstream from that point. So continuing upstream from there, up, and then we get another sharp left-hand 90-degree bend, and that stream drains up to the left as we were looking. So the first red circle is pointing to this stream junction there. So what about the large red oval? So that is, if we were to walk in a straight line towards the right hand side of the Misden Cloughs, the right hand of the Cloughs, we'd cross this large area, this large flat area. There's that drainage feature that we've already identified there. We'd probably have to cross the upper reaches of that, and this large flat area, and that long ridge draining off there. So can we see that? Well, there's that junction we're looking at before. This is the water draining into it, so we'd have to cross that, and then we've got a large flat area. So there is that large flat area. Look, this contour comes round on itself down this ridge or the little spur running directly north-south, and then round back up heading north. So the oval is this large flat area here before it continues on and drops away straight down into Cranberry Clough and Bull Clough Junction, and then Upper Misden Clough and Lower Misden Clough. So that is those two. The exact point that the photograph was taken was in that point over there, just above this little rocky outcrop there. So those are your answers, that junction, that flat area, and taken from there. So hope you enjoyed that and learnt something from it, even if it was only to work out or find out what a clough is, you know now if you didn't before. So thanks for watching, and look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.